this movie was the first time I've ever seen this. Like, I watched this and go, oh, so that's LeBron James. Oh, all right. Like, I had no idea who he was until this.
My first thought was, man, his beard looks fucking stupid. he looks like a fucking black Amish guy. I didn't say you can't play with my dick. I'm just saying ask before taking it.
All right, I'll ask. Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome back to Two Gaming Dudes. And we just watched Space Jam.
Let's go. All right, Space Jam, a new revolution.
A new legacy.
New legacy.
Yes, Space Jam, a new legacy.
I guess first and foremost, we should ask, did they need to make this fucking movie?
Oh, no, they did not. I enjoyed the first Space Jam movie, but I think I enjoyed it mostly because it's an Ivan Reitman film.
And Bill Murray.
Yeah, well, Bill Murray, and you have a lot of the humor that you would get from an Ivan Reitman film. So Ghostbusters style humor, Evolution, all the movies that Ivan Reitman's been involved in, they all have that same style of humor, and Space Jam had it too. So I didn't mind it. I think Michael Jordan's a horrible actor. He should not be an actor. But I didn't hate the movie.
The first one.
Yeah, we're talking about the first one. And then came this. Oh.
Now I'm not as fond of the original as you are. I don't remember much about it.
I don't remember anything.
I mean, I remember we saw it in theaters, I think together. And I only went because I'm a Looney Tunes fan. I couldn't really give a shit less about Michael Jordan.
Right.
What I do remember, they made a lot of jokes about Michael Jordan. This is a parallel. It must have been intentional. It had to be. They made a lot of jokes about Michael Jordan trying to play baseball.
Yes.
I don't know, you weren't a sports guy, you wouldn't remember.
No, I don't remember, but I remember that. It was
at one point
was popular enough that I actually remember that.
The biggest sports star in the world quit his sport to go play a completely different sport.
Yes.
And it was a disaster. Michael Jordan was just a shit baseball player. It was embarrassing and it didn't happen. And in this new one, they made a lot of LeBron jokes that were subtle if you're not an NBA fan or a LeBron.
I am not and I am not, so I don't...
Like, they made a lot of jokes about him, like, being a mercenary, basically. Just abandoning his team for a better offer. He went to Cleveland, and then he left, and he went to LA, and then he went to Cleveland. It's just crazy. And they made a lot of and they also made another joke in the studio. He's like, yeah, athletes trying to act. This never ends well.
Yes.
How do you know which ones are the right ones?
You have to squeeze it a bit.
Wow, I found a good one.
Okay, they're at least acknowledging that this is going to suck.
Yep.
And the first one sucked.
But at least in the first one, as much as it sucked, you had a couple of actors who were actually actors. And you had Bugs Bunny, who was probably the best actor in the whole bunch.
I don't know. I don't remember the first one. I don't remember it well, but I remember I didn't hate it. If I hated it, I would remember that.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see how well we can remember what happens in this movie.
Okay, I do need to make one bona fide.
What's that?
I was high as fuck.
And I was drunk as hell.
Way higher than I am right now. If it's on a 0 to 10 leaf scale, now I'm like 5. Last night I was at like 9. So I fell asleep for about 40 minutes of it as well. And for 15 minutes of it, I couldn't really pay attention because I was laughing so hard, not at the movie, at how bad this fart smelled. Like I ripped this 30 decibel fart, 30 decibels for like 8 seconds, and I laughed at that. And then the stench just became overwhelming, and I laughed 10 times harder at how bad it smelled.
Oh, man.
For like 15 minutes.
All right, so you're not going to remember anything that happened in this movie. Let's see how much I can remember, if any. So this, by the way, this movie was the first time I've ever seen this. Like, I watched this and go, oh, so that's LeBron James. Oh, all right. Like, I had no idea who he was until this.
My first thought was, man, his beard looks fucking stupid. he looks like a fucking black Amish guy.
I'm assuming that's his real family?
No.
Maybe, no? So they gave him a fake family? Did they use Michael Jordan's real family and that's why it sucked? No, it didn't?
No.
Those were actors?
Yeah.
Those were terrible actors?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like his fake family. They were okay.
Okay.
Let's see. The movie starts with him as a little kid.
Yeah, because his fake wife is Michael Burnham from Discovery.
Oh, all right.
Another steaming turd of bullshit. Fuck you, fucking new Star Trek fans. You don't know shit about Star Trek. Anyway, Discovery's garbage. Anyway, so that was the wife. And also from Walking Dead.
We'll come back to that later then. All right.
You actually going to try and remember a synopsis?
I'm going to try to remember what happened in this movie.
He starts as a little kid.
So it's just like the original. He starts as a little
Michael
kid. Someone tells him you can do it, so he...
Except his dad was hard on him. He's like, if you're going to play hoops, everything else is bullshit. So he grew up stern.
That's right. That's
and
right.
He
and he
never learned what it was to be a compassionate dad. I hope they remedy that.
I know. And he has no idea how to have fun.
Yeah.
Hope they remedy that too.
And then he's got the two goofball kids. One is a Studley ball player, and the other's a computer dork.
Yep.
Who probably streams on Facebook.
Does his own Twitch stream, and don't forget to subscribe to his OnlyFans.
And maybe Plex Storm. And he's got to go to basketball camp, but he wants to go to computer programmer camp.
He wants to go to E3, which is not a camp. I don't think that was like a just big giant 3-day long commercial. But whatever. He's going to go to E3.
Well, no, he can't. Because his dad's forcing him, because
right,
LeBron is making him go to basketball camp.
Okay.
And then LeBron gets called into the Warner Brothers lot.
Because their computer algorithm has put together a presentation for a movie. It was the only realistic thing in this film was the idea that all of their movies right now and their TV shows are generated by a computer that's telling them what to do. Like, there are no people there anymore. It's just a computer that spits out a script.
See, as I understood it, they wanted to copy him and insert him into different stuff. So he could do like TV commercials, but they would use his computer likeness.
Yeah,
and
they wouldn't need him. Yeah.
All right.
And
so he says no.
This is stupid. Like, he flat out just says, this is stupid.
And then the computer gets offended.
Yes, because the computer is Don Cheadle.
Who I wished he had morphed into a War Machine suit.
Yeah. Well.
But he kind of turned into a mech robot at some point, I think, right?
Yeah, well, you know, he's Warner Brothers here, so he can't turn into Marvel property.
Yeah. And so the computer, this is where it gets dumb. In the original, it was a space alien, right?
Yes.
Space aliens want to build an
amusement park.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and they're going to grab Michael Jordan and turn him into an attraction.
Okay. In this one, the computer is jealous and wants to be famous, and it thinks if it can become LeBron, the computer will get famous.
Yes, that's what it wants. It wants recognition for all its amazing work.
And I noticed Don Cheadle's line deliveries. I never imagined him to be a shit actor.
He's not.
It must have just been...
It had to have just been this.
Okay.
I mean...
Because every line he delivered with the... Just like...
Well, he's trying so hard to be the bad guy. And so he's delivering his lines all over the top. And if you are the director of this film, you do have to go to the actors and say, you got to dial it back. Like, just be shittier. Because... LeBron's supposed to be the star, and we need his acting prowess. Like, you need to match him, right, wherever he's at.
Maybe that was it.
Maybe. So yeah, the computer gets jealous and then uses its amazing technological Tron-like powers and sucks him into the server.
Very much like Tron.
Yes. So now he's in the games.
And then the computer decides we're going to have a basketball game, but not real basketball. The goofy game your goofy kid invented.
Yeah.
Which was like a version of street ball.
It was so goofy. It was goofy enough that I would have bought this game and played it. So
I guess.
definitely not a sport game.
But in the meantime, they introduce you to every Warner Brothers property.
Everything.
And I had to think, like, they were in the writer's room, and one of them was like, oh my God, I just saw this amazing film called Ready Player One. Any pop culture shit you can imagine, it was in there. And then some other writer was like, holy fuck, we could totally do that with Warner stuff.
Yes.
Like,
Warner Brothers does
what does Warner have?
freaking everything.
Monster series, classic monsters, the DC universe,
King Kong. We've got Iron
Giant, all
we've
this
got,
shit.
like all this stuff.
Like, you're right. Just jump on IMDb and download every property that Warner Brother owns and
then
drive.
shove them
We're just going to haphazardly put it somewhere.
We're going to shove it into this movie somehow. Didn't we just recently acquire Harry Potter? Put it in there!
Do it!
Yeah, it was all in there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of it. They did not hold back.
Which I wouldn't have minded had Ready
Right.
Player One not already done that.
Now, here's where it took a twist for me. Because at this point of the movie, this is where they decide, since he's got to play a game, he gets thrown into the Looney Tunes world, where the rejects are.
Right.
Right? And he's like, go find a team to battle against us. And so that's, the main part of this movie is him trying to assemble this team down there in Looney Tune world, but the only person left is Bugs. Everybody else is gone.
Yeah, the
They
computer
all
told
left-
them they could leave
So they did. They're just like, oh, well.
and inserted themselves into other Warner Brother movies.
Yes. So they're off on other
Just 'cause.
worlds, basically. And Bugs Bunny got left alone and started to go a little crazy. And that's when I realized, from that point all the way to them going to all these other properties to find his friends, that's the movie I wanted to see. I'm like, could we cut out all the basketball, cut out LeBron, and just have that Looney Tunes space opera movie where he goes to all the different Warner Brothers worlds just to find his friends? Because
I agree.
I would love that.
Now that it never occurred to me to do Space Jam without the basketball,
Yes.
but you're right. That would be a fucking great movie. And just let the Looney Tunes writers,
Yeah.
let actual comic writers come in and do it. Yeah.
That would have been such a great
That would
movie.
have been great. A lot better than this fucking abortion of a turd.
But no, instead, once they grab everybody, they of course have to grab Lola Bunny. I guess her and Bugs aren't together anymore.
It never lasts.
And you know who else they didn't pick up? They didn't pick up Pepe.
Oh, he got canceled.
Yeah.
For being a sex offender.
That's right. I'm going to say that again because it's so great. Pepe Le Pew
The romantic skunk.
was canceled and fired from this movie
Erased from existence.
because he's a sex offender.
That's like the worst thing you can be in this day and age.
Now roll clips of Pepe Le Pew.
They did just release Bill Cosby earlier this week. Yeah.
Well, maybe someday they'll release Pepe from whatever strange animated prison he's in.
Yes.
And
I
then-
want to make love to you, donkey style.
He's got to come out to the public and be like, I never raped anybody. I don't. I wasn't roofy. It was like the opposite. I stink.
Why'd you make him sound like Speedy Gonzalez?
I don't know. I could.
Okay, that was one of the moments that I laughed in this movie.
Was Speedy?
They're shooting at Speedy, and at one point he goes, "Ay, my sombrero!"
You see, everything with the Looney Tunes is
Left
what we
like a
wanted.
hyena. You're right.
But then they had to go back to the basketball stuff, and every time they went back to the basketball stuff, I'd get bored again.
Oh, and when they did the classic 60s Batman and Robin skit,
Yes.
I laughed at that. Like sincere, and I mean high as fuck, but it still counts.
But these were all the moments that I enjoyed. Unfortunately, it's horrifically overshadowed with the plot, which is them playing a basketball game. And in the end, because it has to be stylized and cool, when the actual game starts, they all get turned into 3D animated characters.
Yeah.
Except for LeBron, he gets to just be himself because
done
he's
with
very
that.
expensive, I'm sure, and
Yeah.
you got to have his whole face in there. and then they play basketball. Except it was way less interesting than the first time that we did this in Space Jam.
Yeah, way less interesting.
Way less interesting.
Luckily, it wasn't much of it.
No.
Like, I fell asleep for the entire first half. And I woke up at halftime, I'm like, oh, fuck, they're losing like 1,000-0. You guys suck. And I had to piece together, there's stunts and bonuses and dumb bullshit like that.
Yeah, they're playing a video game. Yeah, it's fine.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
By then,
you know what's going to happen. They're going to play basketball, and the Toons are going to win. I mean, first they're going to lose horrifically, and then they're going to win. And it's exactly what happened. The twist that they throw at the end. Oh, should we have mentioned spoilers, by the way? There's like all these spoilers.
Put a sign up.
All right. I'll put it in the title, too, so it'll say right in there, spoilers. In the end of this film...
You're really going to ruin Space Jam 2 for someone.
Bugs Bunny sacrifices himself for the winning score so the good guys can win. And in a strange moment, like all the people leave while Bugs is just kind of dying. And like the Toons are all holding him. And it's really sad. And as it's sad, LeBron's just like, well, I'm out. And then he leaves and he's like, hey, we're fine. And they go about their day. And then it goes back to Bugs. And he dies in a weird ball of light, kind of Jesus-y moment. And he's gone. And they cut away. And I said, what the fuck just happened? And it went back to LeBron, and he's, it's like a week later, and he's like, son, you getting ready for basketball camp? Ha ha, I'm just kidding. You're going to go.
Look, we're going to this dork camp for you.
I signed you up for this stupid thing. It was way more expensive than basketball.
You're going to be the only black kid here, but go ahead.
Have fun. And you know my number. I'll come pick you up in a day.
And then Bugs comes back.
And then Bugs comes back. And I hated it. I mean, obviously, you can't kill off Bugs Bunny. You want him to come back. But that should have been a thing. It could have been a gag.
But that's the thing. It was. I think you missed it. He could have been
up there the whole time and been like, so, I faked my own death. And can I stay with you? Or something. I don't know. They could have done something fun with it. But instead, he's just like, and he's back. Like, they squeezed that in, like that wasn't actually in the script, and they're like, "Oh shit, we forgot about Bugs. We just kind of left him dead." Bonk, and he's back.
It must not have registered. Well, it didn't register. Obviously, you didn't catch it, or maybe you did it and you just kind of blew it off. He infers to that earlier in the film when Bugs says, "I'm a Toon. I can never die."
Kill the wabbit. Kill the wabbit. Kill the wabbit.
I guess.
And I knew right there, that was a setup for something. Because it was such a clumsy line for Bugs Bunny to deliver. That I'm like, they're telling you something. So I didn't buy it for a second. I knew when he dies on camera, I knew it was like, oh no, he's a Toon, he can never die. Yeah. I knew that it was a setup for something.
I don't know what I was expecting. I just wasn't expecting that. I dribbled all over myself. God. I gerbled all over myself.
If it was not for herbal refreshment, I probably would not have enjoyed anything about it. Like, I had 3 chuckles. I wouldn't have normally, I don't think. But I really want to see that movie you suggested. Where it's Bugs traversing the Looniverse.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that would have been such a great movie. Instead, we got landed with this.
Come join the Warner Brothers and the Warner Sister too.
They were in it. Stop it. The Animaniacs, they were also in it. They're hanging up top somewhere, just kind of watching. You had all of these amazing properties, and you didn't do anything with them, other than just quick cameos. For people like us, who are in our 40s or 30s, and all the people who grew up with this stuff, they were like, oh, I know the Gremlins. I know these people. And
it makes me wonder who originally pitched the idea. Like, did the NBA approach Warner Brothers
and say, hey,
you know what? LeBron is a pretty big star right now. Or did Warner Brothers say, man, let's look at our list of movies. What haven't we remade yet? Space Jam. All right, we need a ball player. Oh, LeBron's famous. All right, let's use
good
him.
enough. I don't know.
I'm curious.
Maybe.
I mean, it ultimately doesn't change anything. It was just there was no reason to do this. And it's not like it tarnishes the first film.
It does not.
Because who cares? But
it does not. They do actually make a few references. They're like, we've done this before.
Yeah.
They even had a Michael Jordan joke where they're like, Michael's here. It's Michael Jordan. And then it ended up being Michael B. Jordan.
Stupid.
Is Michael B. Jordan supposed to be their Bill Murray?
Oh, I guess.
Except he didn't actually get to play, so.
They should have actually gotten Bill Murray. I don't think he does like stuff like this anymore, though.
I don't think so either. He only did the other one because Ivan Reitman was there. So you didn't get that for this one.
Yeah, I mean it's garbage. It's what you expect. It's garbage that you can sit through.
Yes.
Like that Mortal Kombat shit I couldn't sit through. That's garbage that you can't sit through. This, I got through it.
Yeah, it's really okay. The movie's really short, thankfully, so they put you out of your misery pretty fast. The plot, if you've seen the first one, you've seen this one. It's the same plot. It's the same outcome.
Yeah, it may as well have been
a lot of the same jokes. I don't know why Bugs and Lola weren't together. Didn't they hook up last movie? This movie, not so much, or...
I don't know, but Granny's a slut bag.
Right?
Maybe if you're a huge LeBron fan, maybe it has more impact on you.
Maybe. You know what I just realized? I think because this story was so simple and so dumb,
it's one-dimensional.
We actually remembered pretty much exactly what happens in this film.
Some dumb shit, some dumb storyline set up, and then they play basketball.
The end.
And the dad learns to accept his Ponzi son. That means wimpy.
Yes, I got that. Thank you. All right, I don't have anything else to say about it. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. If you
happen to have HBO Max, go ahead.
Sure. It's I was going to say it's worth a watch, but it's not.
It's not.
It's not. But if you're really bored and you got a good stash of weed or some alcohol, then maybe it's worth a watch.
Well, yeah, because you need
or if
something in the background.
If you got a kid who wants to watch it, you can watch it. You can have this on the background, and it's not going to drive you totally insane.
Yeah, I think it should keep kids. It's got flashing lights and silly characters.
So. Kids like that, right? Flashing lights?
Yeah, totally. Funny cartoon talking animals, they like that.
Sure.
I changed my mind. Don Cheadle sucks. This was the most uninspired performance. He was trying to do shtick, and he's not good at it.
No. I liked him as Captain Planet. It's Captain Planet and just goes on a psychotic murdering spree. That's pretty fantastic.
Did you watch last week's Rick and Morty?
I did not.
It's a Captain Planet episode.
Oh, fantastic.
It's great.
I might have to watch it then.
Yeah, pussy pounders! lick my balls, motherfuckers!
And since we've spoiled everything about this movie, I'm assuming everybody who's still here has actually seen it. I loved the Rick and Morty cameo in this movie. That was fantastic. I was not expecting that.
I'm telling you, the director and the suit, the executive was like, no, I told you I want every Warner Brothers property mentioned in this film. Like, okay.
I don't care if we own the rights, we're borrowing the rights, we just happen to have them at the time. They're in our lap. Use it.
Go down to the archive, get a copy of everything, and cram it in here somehow. Okay, boss. You got it, dude.
Shove it right up in there.
Dealer is out. Whatever you want, man.
All right. If you've got any movies that you think we should watch, put them in the comments below. Let us know about it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all those fun things.
Don't forget to fuck off.
Do that too. We'll see you in the next movie.
Bye. Bye, nerds.
Oh, God.